A lot of people just don't know how much that number means to me. It's a lot more than just a number.
One number worn for one man. As a boy growing up in Massachusetts, Christian Wilkins gravitated most to one male figure in his life, his grandfather, Yuri Stamps Sr. They shared a love of sports and a spirit for living.
Loved his family, loved his grandkids. I mean, my dad was never really kind of around, so my grandfather was a big part of me just being that positive male figure in my life.
Just past midnight, January 5th, 2011, Yuri Stamps Sr. was at his home outside Boston when a local SWAT team entered on a drug raid, searching for Stamps' stepson.
I get the call from my mom about 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. She's like, yeah, well, Grandpa's gone. The police shot Grandpa. I almost dropped to the floor. I couldn't believe it.
He shot him. And I'm just like, I couldn't really believe it. I really couldn't believe it. He was face down.
During the raid, the 68-year-old grandfather, who had no criminal record, was shot by an officer while lying on the floor. According to a DA's investigation, the fatal shot was ruled accidental when the officer lost his balance and fired.
It's just devastating to know that my dad could be taken in such a seemingly insignificant way that it just didn't seem real.
It just hits you all of a sudden. It's like, just knowing that he's not physically going to be there for you. I'm just proud of what I've been able to do, since he's left, I just wish he was there to be able to see it all, for sure. Can we take a break or something, man?
Anger, hate, retaliation. I'm so grateful and so thankful that many of my family members did not go down that road.
In the wake of the shooting, Christian's family made a decision to change his surroundings. They enrolled him in Suffield Academy, an elite New England prep school.
I looked for an alternative route, went on campus for a visit, and it changed my life. Just the things I saw just on my visit just was like, wow, you don't see this at an everyday high school.
Yes! The thing that set him apart when he first got here was his personal qualities and how engaging he was, and the fact that he was going out of his way to meet new people.
At Suffield, Christian became the highest-rated recruit in the state of Connecticut. When it came to a college choice, he had a special request.
He had always wanted 42. I think the first thing he asked Clemson when he went down there was if he could be number 42.
42 represents the year in which my dad, Yuri A. Stamps Sr., was born, which is 1942. If he was going to be a part of that team, yeah, he had to have that number.
Christian made his commitment to Clemson in 2015 on a very specific day.
January 5th. I mean, the day that my grandfather died, one of the worst days of my life became, one of the best days of my life coming there to Clemson.
It is Christian Wilkins. Happy homecoming for the Massachusetts native.
A Campbell Trophy Award winner, known as the Academic Heisman, and one of the nation's top defensive players this year, Wilkins is seen by many to be a first-round NFL draft pick. But it's not the projections or the numbers that drive him. It's the number that he carries closest.
The number and spirit, he kind of just embodies a lot of what my grandfather emulated.
I use that number as a source of motivation for me and just wear it with pride and try to represent it as well as I can. Even though he's not physically here, he's living through me.